My name is Bill Gitre. I'm co-founder and manager of Thompson Pickleball Paddle Company. I started with a wood paddle, like a lot of people, and as soon as I got the first instruction, they said, oh, no, you need a better paddle, you need a real paddle. So I got one, it was a head, and it had the edge guard on there, and I was absolutely confused why it would have an edge guard. I thought, why would a ping pong paddle have an edge guard on it? And then I was dismayed at the kind of the aesthetics of the paddle. I found them kind of, immature, and I wanted to, really enjoy or admire or be enamored with my paddle, because I remember when I was a kid, I played tennis, and I had a Wilson, and it had this beautiful neck to it, and it was beveled, and I just loved the looks of it, and I would hold it because I loved tennis at the time. And I thought, I was hearkening back to that same love of a game, and I said, why aren't these paddles more attractive? Then when I started playing more, the paddles I was playing with have a dead spot. And I kept looking at my paddle, and like a lot of people, you hit a shot and it just doesn't come off there. So that was kind of when I started going, why aren't these paddles better? Eventually I led to the paddle needs help.
It started with Bill walking through the door at our ski factory, and he showed me a pickleball paddle. He wanted to start a business making pickleball paddles. Then over the next couple of weeks, I did a lot more research. We had a couple more meetings, talking about making paddles, what he was looking for. It kind of birthed the idea of we were going to join forces, me as a mechanical engineer and designer of this product, and him as the visionary for coming up with what it's going to be. He finally opened up and said, it's the edge guard. We're getting rid of the edge guard. I toured him through our factory, showed him around, showed him some of our products. He kept coming back to this blue part of a ski that he's seen. It would be great to have the side of the paddle look like this. That would be really great. Can we do that? Can we do that? He say, no, it's not feasible. And then the light bulb moment happened. With this urethane material that we're using in skis, how can we use all these benefits that we see in snow sports? How could we bring some of that into the pickleball world? What if we were able to mold the shape of the paddle and we could precisely control the thickness of the sidewall? We can distribute weight perfectly throughout a paddle. We could use all the vibration absorption benefits that come with using urethanes. And we could bring this into the pickleball industry where we have impact resistance, we have vibration absorption, we have wear resistance, and we have a totally different aesthetic than anything out there. We have a tremendous challenge to go through to get the exact property that we want in this urethane, because you can make it as hard or as soft as you want. But the idea of making this sidewall around a paddle, it's not just like the material properties of the urethane that are great, it's the application of what we're calling true feel sidewall technology that makes your paddle hit so predictably. It's intuitive. You start playing with it and it just works. You have an off-axis hit, and the weighting around the perimeter that's so precise holds your paddle better because there's more inertia around the outside of the paddle. It doesn't want to move and deflect.
I told Jeff one time, I said, you know why I came in to see you? He said, no, why? I said, because God told me to. And I truly believe that. I got like something that said, you've got to go in that door. Their expertise, their ability to problem solve, to make things one-off, and they kind of do that routinely, so they're always kind of in that innovative space. It's just perfect because I live here, and this process takes this kind of interpersonal interaction and then running out and testing them and getting the feedback. I'm blessed to have met Jeff and that we've started this company.
We wanted to make the best paddle, not the biggest profit margin. The carbon fiber we use in our paddles is domestically sourced. It is Toray T1100. It is one of the strongest intermediate modulus carbon fibers that exist. It's used in the F-35 fighter jet, and it's used in our paddles. So we're able to use lighter weight carbon that's stronger, couple that with the heft and weight of the TruFeel sidewall at urethane perimeter, and those products mated together makes a paddle that is just, it's beautiful to look at, it's premium, and it plays even better. Our first step in designing the paddle was always the head and the sidewall. I want to grab a paddle and I want this thing to feel substantial, accurate, precise, and comfortable in my hand. And one of the big things was when you grab a paddle and you squeeze the sides, a lot of them have a lot of give. It's inconsistent, you hit honeycomb, and with all of our paddles, our full sidewall that wraps around the entire perimeter, all the way through the handle. So you have handle weighting, but you also have a rigid sidewall that you're gripping, so there's no void. Then we build it up with a CNC machined EVA foam that has a little bit of give that you can squeeze, but has enough heft and bounce back that it really holds up for you. We wrap the entire assembly with a heat shrinkable wrap, and it really makes a one-piece design. Every little detail was thought of. On the sidewall and the handle, you'll notice all of our paddles, there are little nubs. There's 2 nubs that locate your hand. So when you grab it, when you're changing, you're moving the paddle in your hand, you always have a point of reference. Just like when you're typing on a keyboard, you know where your hands are because of the little nubs sticking up off the letters. It's those little things, the little time savings, that when you're playing, that millisecond of I can do and react and not have to think about something, those are the critical moments in your gameplay.
One reviewer said it's like Goldilocks because it's not too hot, it's not too cold. Meaning, so some paddles have a hot spot in the middle and the ball just flies out and you can't control it. And then some around that edge guard, they don't have any weighting, so they twist and they have dead spots. With our paddle with the perimeter, which is our sidewall, TruFeel sidewall technology, there's a weight that circumvents the paddle and into the handle. So you don't really get any dead spots. And conversely, you also don't get a hot spot. When you get a Thompson Pickleball paddle, at least me and people who have them say that they feel much more comfortable dinking. So I started off a banger, and then I'd get up and dink, but if the paddle had any variance in it, then I started feeling like, wow, this is scary for me to be up and get in these dink matches, so I would tend to speed it up. Now with the Thompson, I feel like I'll dink you until you panic, till you start to sweat. Also, when you're trying to get to the net and you're moving up, you get halfway there and you're facing a drive, the paddle swallows it up. I mean, you just put that paddle in front of it, pretty much anywhere in that face. If you just get it in there, it's going to be consistent. You pop it over. So, getting to the net is really comfortable, right? If you don't make it, you're still good. Stop. You can take anything, any smash, and volley it back. And then when you get to the net, you can stay there and dink. So you getting to the net and then staying at the net and winning at the net, that's the Thompson. To win the game, if you get 3-5 and up, you realize that you need to win at the net. And the Thompson will give you that. It'll give you the confidence. We're hearing people go up 0.2 points in the duper rating. So if you're 4, some people are saying now I'm a 4.2, 4.3. We've heard one person say they're 4.5. I mean, I don't know if that's all the paddle or the paddle plus the confidence that you get with the paddle that doesn't let you down. So you can play a better game. If you get a better paddle, a better performing paddle, you will play a better game. That's what you'll get with the Thompson.